sit here in the shade. This is a live video, so it probably won't be edited. I have this dot on my nose for like 2 months. Okay, I think I gotta prop a hat up on my phone so it doesn't overheat while we're in the sun. Perfect. The camera is wearing a hat. Okay, so I needed to go live and do a video about this product here. It's Critical Care Herbivore, and basically it's for emergencies. I think I saw you could use it as an occasional snack on the Iguana's Facebook group. It's called Iguana Lovers, but I'll have to find out more information on that. But this is for emergencies that I'm going to talk about. So basically, I had a garage sale, and at my garage sale, a man showed up and he said him and his mom have a garden, and it was close by the garage sale that I had. So I asked him if he grows collard greens, because collard greens are my iguana's favorite food. It's highly important, or whatever you want to call it, very important. And he said that they grow mustard greens, which is good, and lettuce and stuff like that. So he actually left and came back and brought me 2 big stalks. One was lettuce and one was mustard. Well, they're organic farmers, he told me. They use all organic. And my dummy self, I figured since it's an organic farmer, I don't need to rinse off these plants. Guys, that's why I guess they tell us rinse your fruit and vegetables off, because even though it doesn't hurt us really bad, there's still, I guess, chemicals left over on it. And clearly right off the garden it has a lot if it's never been rinsed. So I basically almost killed my iguana by feeding him. You know, I felt great. I was like, yeah, he's got some natural local greens to eat, and he's gonna be so healthy and strong. And no. So last Saturday today is Monday, so not this weekend but the weekend before, which was a Saturday, is when I gave him the stalk. And right away, 3 days later or 2 days later, he started having awful diarrhea, only once or twice a day. It smelt awful. He never has had this before. The whole time I've ever owned him, he's never had a foul odor with his stuff. I mean, we're talking bad. And so 3 days later, he started to have blood in his bowel movement, the diarrhea. Luckily only once or twice a day, not like all the time. So I took him to the vet Friday, which was this past Friday. Again, today's Monday. And they gave me a smaller pack of this, and he's on antibiotics for 4 days. Kind of show you a glimpse of him. He's sitting outside in his enclosure. Luckily, he's holding his head up right now. So the past couple days, he has been laying down. And when they do that, you know that they're sick. And he has not been eating anything. He won't eat fruit. He won't eat collard greens. He won't eat anything. So he basically hasn't ate since, like, for a whole week. He hasn't been able to eat. So I wanted to do a video about this Critical Care because, and hopefully I'll go back and leave a timestamp of more information. What I'm about to talk about right now is why I wanted to do this video. So on the back it says 1 tablespoon per kilogram. Let's see, where is it? 1 tablespoon of dry product per kilogram of the body weight. Well, I'm not a genius, so I don't know how to convert pounds into kilograms. My iguana is 6 pounds currently. So basically that converts him into 2 tablespoons. So I want to kind of show you if you have an emergency and you're watching this video to see how big my iguana is compared to yours, I started him off on only 1 tablespoon per day, which wasn't enough. So he's had 2 tablespoons, 1 Saturday and 1 Sunday. Today's Monday. He's had 1 tablespoon, but tonight I'm gonna give him another tablespoon. So he can basically have 2 tablespoons per day, but the bag says to break it up into 4 to 6 feedings. That's awful. Like, that is really stressful on my iguana for me to have to, he won't eat it. I have to force feed him. And the way I do that, it's pretty important. Don't do like what I tried at first. I immediately grabbed a metal spoon, and when you put that in their mouth, you can feel it scratching their teeth. Don't do that. Don't use metal. The syringe wouldn't really work either because I couldn't get his mouth open enough. I was afraid at first he was gonna bite me. He never did. He is sick, but he's getting better. He's on antibiotics. So what I was saying is, so you're supposed to feed him syringe, but that's really hard because the antibiotic would just leak out his mouth. So what I did was got a wooden spatula. I was looking for a rubber spatula up in his mouth, so wide, so much wider than a syringe or a spoon, that I was able to shove this green critical care into his mouth. And he actually would lick it just a little bit as I was feeding him, so that was good because you're showing movement, but he was so lethargic, you guys. Today he's finally holding his head up, so I know he's better, but we had a little scare this morning. I called the vet, which is not a like huge reptile veterinarian. They're the ones that I had to see Friday that gave me this medication, antibiotic. There's another location that has a better reptile vet. Well, he's there today, and he's who I saw last time. And he actually used to own an iguana, so he probably has a heart for my guy, my iguana. However, he was busy today in a surgery. So the other location that didn't know what they were doing, they said, well, go to him because he has all the lights. I was like, okay, I'm going. And I sat in the office visit, and the first one told me that it's an emergency. I need to come in because he hasn't eaten all weekend. But I told them that he had 2 tablespoons of this recently, and I finally got 2 days worth of his antibiotics down because I learned how to administer it to him or dispense it, whatever you want to call it. They were like, come in, you know, that's an emergency. So I drive to the other clinic. Luckily, I've been there before with him. He's who did his surgery when he swallowed a penny. Again, if they swallow pennies, it's an emergency. You need to get it out. It can kill an iguana. That happened in January. We're barely 6 months later, and I almost killed him again. He jumped on a big table, you guys, and he ate a penny. Luckily, I saw it. Had I not been there, you know, like a mommy is, he could have died if I never knew that that penny was in there, because the penny he swallowed was a zinc one, and it could have killed him. So anyways, when I get to the other vet clinic that has a better vet that does reptiles, he basically was in surgery and couldn't see us, but talked to the guy that went into our office. He said it's not an emergency. As long as he had some tablespoons of this, he's okay. And I honestly told them I don't feel like it's an emergency because he looks a lot better. He actually had a very small bowel movement yesterday, looked like a bird poop. That's normal. It has more to it, but all he did was the white bird poop stuff and no blood. So that's already progress yesterday. Today, he's actually holding his head up more. He's not got it laying on the floor. Like when the iguana's head just lays on the floor and they don't want to move, they're sick. Like, that's an emergency. They need this critical care stuff. So again, he's 6 pounds And he looks like that. He's a little over 6 pounds. And he only needs 2 tablespoons per day. But you gotta split it up into different feedings. So if you wanna do 4 to 6 feedings, you could, if they're like really like sick, you know, hungry. Mine is being stubborn. He never tried to bite me. So guess what? The vet didn't charge me for an appointment today, luckily. And he only charged me 30 bucks for this very large 4.9 ounce bag of critical care Herbivore. And on the back it does say mix it with 2 parts warm water. Just don't make it like runny. You want it a little thick, not too thick to where if they eat it, they're, you know, they can't swallow because it's so dry. A little moisture. Today I gave it to him a little thicker. And he didn't like it, but just don't make it too runny. You just really kind of mix it like a Play-Doh or a cookies when you're making it or something. You know you've added too much water if it's like dripping runny, so don't do that. And that's great. I think I also saw that I believe you can keep this in the freezer to keep it fresher longer, and the fridge, but freezer's better. And so big, huge shout out to Chris Phillips. He's in the Iguana Lovers group on Facebook. He has I private messaged him and he's so helpful, responds back. If you do have an iguana or let's say a ferret or a bearded dragon or a snake, please join the Facebook groups because the groups are helpful. I know there's drama and stuff, but when you have an emergency, they're there. They will help you, and it's just so helpful. I can't say enough about it. So that's my video, that even though your farmer is organic, make sure you wash your vegetables, or even just the ones from Walmart and stuff like that. It won't get you too sick, but it could probably get you a little sick, or in the long run make you sicker. So wash your fruits and vegetables, because I almost killed my iguana had I not got him antibiotics. And this critical care is what is probably saving his life right now, since I haven't fed him, or he won't eat. Because I fed him an organic stock of vegetables grown out of an organic farmer's garden and didn't wash it. It's completely my fault. I feel very naive and, let's just be honest, dumb. But at least I do stay at home. I work at home, and so I'm home with him a lot. He gets lots of love and care, but we've learned a huge lesson today. So I hope someone learns from this, or my video helps on this critical care. I saw lots of videos about mixing it up, but I didn't know how much my iguana weighed over the weekend. Again, he's 6 pounds, and it's difficult to weigh him because he'll get scared, and I have it wrapped in a blanket or a towel because I have scars from him on my skin. So it just, I don't know, I was just nervous to even try to weigh him, but I knew 1 tablespoon would get him going for sure. But it's scary because you don't know if this stuff will hurt if you overdo it. So again, 6 pounds, can do 2 tablespoons of this, but separate it into 2 feedings, or 4 to 6 if you want to do that. Again, the wooden spoon or a rubber spatula works great, unless your iguana is about to like die and you know they're not going to bite you. Use a syringe. And I basically took the top of his mouth and squeezed it a little and pulled it up, and it pulls right up. I saw people said they can pull down a lip and get in there a little bit. Not on my iguana. I had to pull his mouth up. So wash your vegetables. And sorry I haven't been doing videos. It's just a lot going on, I guess. Busy, and it's a lot of work to provide good content, so it's easy to just go live whenever I want to go live, I guess. Hope everyone has a good day, and leave a question or comment if you have any questions or you need emergency help. Oh, one thing, when this is happening, make sure you're soaking your reptile in water. Mine has a huge Tupperware bowl back here. I keep it pretty warm for him. So goth, yeah, my black hair and my gray hair here. You can finally see the brown coming out. I miss you, Kristen. But yeah, soaking is like the only thing that I can help get these toxins out of his body. Like they haven't given me any other recommendations on how can I get the chemicals from the lettuce that I fed him off of his body, out of his body. Nothing but soaking. So spraying and just giving him as much water to get in as he can to soak it out, I guess. Thank you, Jesus, he's not bleeding anymore through his butt. Yeah. So, like I said, leave a comment if you ever have an emergency on your reptiles. But again, if you have a special pet like a reptile or foreign animal like I do, join the Facebook groups, okay? Ferret groups, iguana groups, bearded dragon groups, cat groups, dog groups, they got it. It's important. And I think I'm done talking here. Let's make sure I didn't miss any comments. I think I saw the 2 that were there. 3. He's getting better. He's getting better. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all soon. Love you guys and miss everybody on YouTube. But I'm still at it. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be back. Have a great summer.